Am I making you nervous right now? I have Spanish moss on my head. Are there chiggers or insects in this moss? I'm gonna answer that in just a moment, but it is such a part of Savannah's identity and the Low Country, as it is such a whimsical and beautiful aesthetic to our historical city. And here is the funny thing. It's not even a moss. It's a member of the pineapple family. It is airborne and it flies with the wind and gathers on the tree's branches. It feeds off of the moisture and the air, but it doesn't hurt the tree at all. But how did it get its name? The Native Americans, they used to call it tree hair. Then the French, they wanted to mock the Spanish, so they called it barbe espagnole, which meant Spanish beard. The English, they simply translated to Spanish moss. And so that's where it gets its name. But it is an interesting evolution of the moss becoming a major industry in the South. So what would happen is that many people decided to gather the moss and put it into warehouses until it was rot. That got rid of this gray covering to it, and then it would be a black color. It was processed and then put into mattresses, car seats, horse collars, furniture, cushions. It was the stuffing of furniture. The industry was so big that at its peak in 1910, how about these numbers? $1 million annually, and today's currency, $30 to $35 million industry annually. Not bad for collecting Spanish moss. After World War II, that's when the industry ended because of simply synthetic materials being introduced to then be inside of furniture and cushions. Now the big question, are there chiggers or bugs in this moss? I took it off of a tree. That is where there's no insects in the moss, but do inspect it though. It's when it hits the ground. When it's on the ground, chiggers and other bugs, which feed off of vegetation, will then gather into the moss. That's why locals will tell you, do not touch the moss, especially the ones on the ground. We do leave the moss alone in the trees. So just simply enjoy it, don't touch it, and you don't have to worry about any of the bugs. But I'll tell you, if I was back around at that time period, I would definitely be a part of that $30 to $35 million industry just to gather moss and rot it.